Varmt välkomna tillbaka. Hoppas ni har fått i er lite energi. Och nu är det ju så att vi ska starta lite mjukt, höll jag på att säga, med en praktisk forskningskommunikationsaktivitet. För igår så gick finalen i Forskar Grand Prix av stapeln på den här scenen. Forskar Grand Prix är ju en tävling där forskare tävlar i att göra den mest begripliga, fängslande och inspirerande presentationen av sin forskning på bara 4 minuter. Och det har varit lokala och regionala deltävlingar i samband med vetenskapsfestivalen Forskarfredag. Och sen har vinnarna gått till den här stora finalen som skedde igår. Och det genomförs då forskningsråden Formas, Forte Vetenskapsrådet och Vinnova. Och nu vill jag hälsa vinnaren välkommen. Luís Oliveira.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Some years ago, when I went to university, I had to make a decision about my future. I liked computers and I liked programming, but I also liked biology and I liked science. I had to choose one. In the end, I decided to become a scientist, and I thought I was done. I would never go back to the idea of programming ever again. But as you will see, that was not exactly the case. I do research on the immune system. More specifically, I try to find solutions to fight cancer. You see, our immune system is very good at keeping us away from diseases, but cancer cells, they are smart. They can actually mask themselves so that the immune system doesn't see them. On my research, my goal is to make the immune system recognize the cancer cells again, so that it can start the fight against them. How? Well, what if I told you that we can actually program cells the same way that we can program computers? Yes, because just like me when I went to university, our cells also must make decisions about their future, about what kind of cell they want to become. That's why we have cells from our eyes that know how to see. We have cells in our tongue that know how to feel the taste of things. Can you imagine having cells from your eyes in your tongue? I mean, they wouldn't know how to feel the taste of anything, and to be honest, they would see horrible, horrible things. Eesh. As for cancer cells, they chose the dark side. They specialize in doing harm. And that is exactly what I want to change. Because what a cell does, its identity, it's controlled by a kind of a code. Not a computer code, no. A genetic code, the DNA. If you change the code on a computer, you change what the computer does. If you change the genetic code on a cell, you change what it does. You change its identity. And that is exactly what I want to do. I like to think of myself as a kind of a hacker of cells. I don't work in the shadows, I work in the lab, you know, with a lab coat on, some gloves, some masks, you know the drill. But like a real hacker, I use real virus, like influenza. In the lab, when I put my virus on the cancer cells, they will insert a little bit of code, a code that will change them. My work has been to try to figure out what is the correct code to make the cancer cells become something different. And I managed. I've managed to make the cancer cells become their worst enemies. I reprogram the cancer cells to become immune cells. That way, they lose their masks and they start a huge fight against themselves. They start a huge war because, in a way, they become traitors to themselves. For those types of cancers that are harder to treat, this can hopefully become a good therapy. And that is what we're trying to do right now, developing these to become, hopefully, a good therapy. You see, we cannot be good at everything. We have to make decisions. But sometimes we tend to think that our decisions are solid and forever. Maybe they are not. If you ever feel stuck, if If you ever feel like you made a bad decision, just remember, even your cells can learn how to do something different. So maybe it's never too late to learn some new things. Thank you very much.
Stort tack! So, this day has been really intense for you.
Oh yes, yes. These less than 24 hours have been very intense, yes.
So, how does it feel? You're best in Sweden in presenting your research.
It's crazy. Like one moment I'm participating in this contest just because I want to share what I do and I want to share my science with people because I like to do it. And then I'm awarded this, and that is just the cherry on top of the cake. It was just like I was doing something that I wanted and I liked, and then it's just a bonus. It felt amazing.
One thing with this contest is that you get coached to do a presentation. Yeah. What have you learned from the science communicator and coaching in this part?
I learned that having to condense and to present your science in, like we have to do, 4 minutes, is the ultimate challenge and the ultimate confirmation that you really know what you work with. So it's a very good exercise for something. I mean, I've been doing my PhD for 4 or 5 years. I've been working on these projects for 6, 7 years, and now having to tell this story in 4 minutes is the best way for me to challenge myself and to make sure that I know what I do and what I'm talking about.
Yes. And could you recommend other researchers to take part in this adventure?
Of course, I think it's a huge bonus. It's the best exercise, both personally, to be able to share this with the audience, and yesterday with the high school students, which is also super important to do, to reach out audiences at different levels. And it's a good exercise for us as researchers. And at some point, it's also something that we should be worried about doing as researchers, right? It's to get our message out, to get what we do out. So having researchers being trained for that, I think it's super important.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.